You do got an audience eventually.
Yeah, we are live with another episode of BS Busters, and we're back. We're back to kick ass and take names. My body is not ready because I'm trying not to get sick. I don't have corona. I went shopping today, and I guess they were cleaning the studio. Not, so they were cleaning the store, and like I was fine in my house, walking to my car, in my car, walking into the store. But as soon as I got out of my, got into the store, I'm literally like almost trying not to sneeze because I guess they were cleaning the place with some type of cleanser that just was harsh and got into my nose, and my body was like, no, no,
Yeah,
My body is not ready.
mm-mm.
yeah. When you smell ultra power cleaning, it can hit like a brick.
Mm-hmm. So before we get started, um, I guess we should introduce ourselves.
Introductions are in order.
Yeah. So let the lady go first.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the BS Busters End of the Week podcast. I am Joe Eli Moonstar. A surprise attack from Nintendo yesterday.
Yeah. And Kenoshi.
It's Kenoshi Abominito saying, it was one of those directs that I can see both sides. Why people were underwhelmed and why people might have been happy about it.
Mm-hmm. This is Mr. Red Fox, owner proprietor of BS Busters. And let's get started. So Jewel was kind enough to take the minutes of the um, direct for us. So yeah, we can go line by line. So it began with Nintendo giving their thoughts out to the people affected by COVID-19. Um,
Yeah, I call it C19 because it that's shorthand.
yeah, well, they're like, our thoughts go out to you. The people working in the factories making our shit, please go back to work. But aside from that,
Very funny.
oh, basically, I mean, it's true. So basically, let's dive into these games. It starts with Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. They've basically upres the game and added one new area, like one new dungeon, or maybe some extra content that's whatever. But so yeah, for those of you who bought this game twice before, you're invited to buy it again at $60 probably.
Yeah, though, if anything, if you go and above, then you're probably getting bonus collectibles too.
uh, I'm not buying this game again. I have it on 3DS. I have it on the
You're
Wii.
giving out fair warning if you're ever thinking about it.
I'm not buying it again. So for those of you who never
And
played,
while I haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles, I'm iffy about trying.
yeah, if you never played Xenoblade Chronicles, if you never played the first game in the series, and you didn't have it for the Wii, you didn't have it on the Wii U, you didn't have it on the 3DS, now's the time to get it. This is a good chance. But if you already have this game, I mean, for one
It's a
extra
pass.
dungeon, it depends on how you feel. I mean, it's kind of like me. Like, I think Chrono Trigger for the DS is considered the definitive version of Chrono Trigger, but I personally think that it's kind of a bastardization of the series because they try to connect Chrono Trigger to Chrono Cross, and Chrono Cross is a fucking abomination. So to me, it's not the definitive version of Chrono Trigger. But
I say that's Square Enix's Chrono Trigger piece.
yeah. So that being said, next we have the 2K section. So you get Bioshock that's being ported, the Bioshock collection, the Borderlands collection, the XCOM collection, being ported to the Switch.
All of them are coming at May 29th.
Mm-hmm. So
And well, I'll say that I actually am happy that these collections are coming out lands for some of these shooter fans.
mm-hmm.
I'm wondering when are the new games pushed to these series?
I mean, I would love to play I would love to play Borderlands 3 on the system. Actually, I wouldn't because I already have that game on PC. um, how about a real Bioshock 3? Because Bioshock Infinite sucked.
Hopefully, they're not taking Valve's run from.
Yeah. But yeah, XCOM. Okay, XCOM I could see being on there because XCOM's a tactical, strategic RPG. So, good for them. But all of these are ports, and if you already have, if you are a fan of these games, you already have them on PC or some other console. So, eh.
If anything, a mixed bag.
Yeah. So then you get Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. If you have if you have the season pass for that, you're getting the Fantastic Four and against Doctor Doom. So I guess that's cool.
Yep.
You get Shinsekai Into the Depths, which is I don't know what the fuck it is.
You're underwater trying to do Metroid-like stuff and trying not to supply broken or worse.
Yeah, I might get it on PC when it comes to PC, if it comes to PC. Then we get Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's getting an update, so
Yeah, some kind of Easter update. Looks
yeah.
like.
I mean, if you like, if you're enjoying your new Animal Crossing game, good for you. Me, I was kind of interested in the game, but then I saw that it's more like the 3DS. It's more like New Leaf and less like the original Animal Crossing. So, like, I don't really like New Leaf, so I wasn't really interested in it. But if you're enjoying it, knock yourself out. Next, we're getting Catherine Full Body. So,
You skipped one.
yeah, you said there's another game, but you didn't say what the title was, so I don't know what it is.
It was good. The game is known as Good Job, and it basically has you trying to do some work in a building that is owned by your father in the game, and pretty much the boring way or unorthodox methods in order to get the job done.
Yeah,
And
I
hello,
don't.
collateral damage.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, man, that's all I can feel about that. Then we get Catherine, Full Body. It's a pretty good little puzzle game with a. It's with a mature rating. It's about a guy who cheats on his girlfriend, and how he
He's
basically
sleeping with
has to
three
deal.
girls.
No, he cheats on
Boy.
his girlfriend with one girl, and then there's another girl that he wants to cheat on his girlfriend with as well. But the like his girlfriend with the K is the first Catherine. That's who he cheated on. That girlfriend with Catherine with a C. And then there's another girl who's constantly flirting with him, who his name is Ren as well, that he wants to seal the deal with. And basically how he deals with the psychological pressure of cheating on his girlfriend. It's kind of weird because it's an Atlas game. Look forward to that. But other than that,
Yeah, and I got nightmares when I was checking out that game. I just say, yeesh. Talk about a way to go in your own.
And if I didn't already have this game, I'd be really excited about coming to the Switch. But I already have the game, so.
This is a.
So Ring Fit Adventure, yay!
Turn to fitness. You get some new stuff to play with.
Yeah. So, if you like gaming with peripherals, then this is the game for you. King's Bounty 2 looks really great, especially on PC. However, on the Switch, I mean, if you're not into the King's Bounty series, they always go on sale every few months or so. You can find a sale on King's Bounty somewhere on PC.
Some people can wait.
But the new game is going to change up the formula a little bit. So, if you've never gotten into the series, I think this might be a good jumping on point. So you're not going to be wedded to the old shit in the series. So there you go. Smash Ultimate.
Next up would be
their next set of DLC characters is starting out with an ARMS character, since I don't really give a shit about ARMS, and I don't own Smash Ultimate anymore, I don't really care about this news.
I'm really curious because seriously, ARMS is a weird game, and people, it's the dead game. It's a dead game. You can't really promote that.
I think it's hilarious
And yeah,
that people. I think it's hilarious that Nintendo thought that ARMS was going to be the new Splatoon, and it hasn't really gotten there. It's just not going to get there because ARMS is just too weird.
we'll have a chance or another swing at this because
They can
they at least
swing.
put it as DLC.
They can bring as many guns as they want to this party. They can bring as many arms, arms as they want to this gunfight. It's not gonna help, because arms is just too weird.
Well, if anything, they at least got a chance. They at least got one more chance in a sense by. I mean, they're having the full game for free for a while
well,
at least.
it's free to try. It's like kind of like how Steam does free for the weekend or free for a brief period of time. It's they're hoping that people will want to get it. But like I said, ARMS is just very
Weird.
To me it's a meh game. I know some people love it, but I always felt it was like meh. Anyway, moving on. You get Bravely Default 2. The demo's out now. If you liked Bravely Default, Bravely Second, then this is more of what you're used to.
Out now.
Yeah, the
game's
demo's
coming
out now.
soon.
So if you played the first two Bravely games, or Octopath Traveler, then you know what you're getting. Okay, it's no.
Oh yes, this is the kind of game that I would love.
Yeah.
Not not Kingdom Hearts without Disney milk, mind you.
I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, like, here's the thing: Silicon Studios, I think that's the name of the studio that makes this series. They know how to make RPGs. I will give them credit. Really, I think they're the ones who should be in charge of making the Final Fantasy games, because clearly the people they have in charge of Final Fantasy at Square Enix don't know how the fuck to make an RPG at all. Like they're clueless. It's like, hey man, make an RPG. Well, I don't know how to do that. It's like, then why are you making an RPG? Oh god. But anyway,
Yeah.
Bravely Default 2 is a great RPG. Hopefully they won't have those microtransactions they had in Bravely Second and the first Bravely Default. Hopefully they won't have that. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
But knowing Square Enix, they might pigeonhole that shit in there because they're assholes.
If anything, I always worked around it by having to just wait.
Yeah, I did the sleep mode too, but some people, I mean, the fact that they put that shit in there,
Yeah, that's a low blow, but if anything, the only thing that you have to pay for, thankfully, as far as I know.
It's the equivalent of going out, if you're a woman and you go on a date with a dude, and instead of him paying for the full meal, he's using a fucking coupon. It's like, really, you cheap bastard? The fact that you'd even do that just kind of lowers my opinion of you as someone to go out on a second date with. And that's basically, the fact that Square Enix would try and put microtransactions in an RPG, it's just offensive to me. So that's why I was kind of like, the fact that you even...
Yeah, but this is the same company that created all the Bravest. Remember that.
Yeah. So the fact that they would do some shit like that, I'm like, you're trash to me. Next we go to Clubhouse Games 51-1. It's well, I mean,
it's a game or extravaganza.
Okay, I'm just gonna say
games including the
it's
Shogi.
goddamn shovelware. Okay, this is something that would have been on the fucking Wii back in the day. Okay, which is good news. The Switch is a successful console because it's getting shovelware now, and they put fucking shovelware in the goddamn Direct. Okay,
what game is this?
Clubhouse Games 51-1. It's fucking shovelware. Yeah. It's shovelware. This is fucking shovelware. Then you get Ninja Law. It's basically a free to play take on the Splatoon formula. Except your ninjas beating the shit out of each other and not squid people fighting with paintball. So, but it's got a similar art style and movement style. So, so then we're getting more.
Makes me wonder how that go.
So then we're getting more ports of shit on other consoles. Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy came out yesterday. I mean, you know, if like here's the thing: if you're a fan of Jedi Knight and Jedi Academy, and you know, and Dark Forces and all those Star Wars games, you already have these games on PC. So having it on the Switch is probably going to be the inferior version of playing these games. So you know, but if you never played it, good for you.
If they don't have motion, I was going to say if they somehow right, I can see this as a fighting chance.
I mean, like, here's the thing. Motion control is good for a lot of stuff, but when it comes to mouse and keyboard, I would say motion control is about on par with it. Not quite. It's like if mouse and keyboard control, once you're really good at it, it's like 100%. I would say the Wiimote and, like, motion control is like 85. And 85 is better than nothing, which is standard controls, but... I mean, personally, I prefer mouse and keyboard with like old PC games, but that's just me because that's how I played it back in the day, and it's really hard to go to something else. Next, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer,
I'm not surprised.
aka
Oh boy,
Pod
me
Racer.
and Red officially agree that this is something that you
It's
do
a
not
piece
want.
of shit. There you go.
I was
not a
trying to
good
be
game.
nice about it.
It's not a good game. Not a good. It's not
Bad
a good
racing game.
Yeah, it's not a good game. No, I mean it's an okay racing game. It's just a lot of this game is the reason this game sold was because of hype. Because it came out in 99, 98.
During the Star Wars Episode 1.
Yeah, during Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and that pod race scene, which is, I mean, it was cool, but not as awesome as that Death Star trench run in Episode 4, aka the original Episode 1 of Star Wars. So there you go. Oh, and then Panzer Dragoon Remake.
Way to give us something pretty, Sega.
Yay! I mean, like, here's the thing. Listen. Panzer Dragoon is basically Star Fox, except you're always on rails. Like, there's no all-range mode. You're always fucking on rails. So, if you like an on-the-rail shooter, except instead of technology, it's dragons, then Panzer Dragoon's your shit.
I was gonna say Mythic Star Fox.
Yeah, basically, well, it's not even, because Star Fox at least had the cool music. Panzer Dragoon's music is not memorable to me at all, so, you know, I can't even say that. Trials of Mana! Yay! We finally got a game that should have been out years ago! Yay! Yay!
Near the end of next month.
Yeah, and then Fuser, which I don't know what that is. Not familiar with it. Elder Scrolls Blades, or as I like to call it, Bethesda's money
Mobile Elder Scrolls.
microtransaction simulator, because that's what you'll be doing in this game. Warhammer
Nice
40.
punch.
Yeah, Warhammer 40K Mechanicus. It's a Warhammer game. Most of them have been mediocre bullshit. I think this is going to be more of the same. Vigor. Probably an indie game. Burnout Paradise Remastered. Yeah, well, I already have this game on PC, but if you don't have it on PC, it's a great game, because you get to drive cars really fast and crash into shit. That's what Burnout Paradise is all about. Crashing into shit.
Enjoy your insurance game.
Yeah. The only game where you're encouraged to crash into shit. Saints Row 4, Re-elected. This is the game where you get to play as the President of the United States, who's a criminal. No, it's not based in real life. It's actually a video game.
I was about to say that line because, well...
He's the head of a gang. He's a real piece of shit. Oh, now I'm still talking about the video game. It's not real life.
How you...
He's surrounded by his criminal cronies. Yeah. I'm still talking about the video game, folks. It's the video game. It's the Saints Row, the video game. But at least in this game, the main character can be black or white or British for some reason, which is kind of weird. And they have real hair, so... Oh, wait, no, actually, no, I lied. The character in this video game's hair is just as fake as the real ones. Ha ha! Zing! Okay, then we have LOH, whatever that is, I don't know. Legacy of what is that? What is LOH?
I was running out of work. I was running out. Sorry about that.
What is that? Legend of Heroes, something
Yeah.
Chronicles of Cold Steel 3.
Yeah, Legend of Heroes.
Yeah, this series has been going on for like 20 years, and I've always wanted to get into it, but I also don't want to have to deal with 20 years of backstory.
Well, the
Yeah.
demo might help since it's out now.
Well, from what I heard, if you get this game on any other platform, there's like an interactive thing, kind of like how Mass Effect 2 did, and Mass Effect 3, where you could basically see the history and make choices to basically get you up to speed on what was going on. So this game's basically Mass Effecting it in a good way when Mass Effect was good, not the shit that it later turned into. Then there's a Mr. Driller Drillerland. Mr. Driller.
It's a weird one.
Yeah. I mean,
And I played better games of. I played better Neopet.
I mean, it's Mr. Driller. I mean, if you played it on the Dreamcast, you probably played it on this too, or the PS, whatever. Then Minecraft Dungeons, which is basically a Diablo clone, except set in the Minecraft world, so shitty polygons. And finally,
Yeah.
Pokemon,
Yeah.
Middle finger at all.
or as I like to call
I'm
it,
sorry.
Pokemon content, extra Pokemon content that should have been in the fucking base game, but they rushed this game out to meet a deadline for the holiday, and then charged people for the extra content because that's what they do now in video game development. Don't release a complete product, just charge people for the shit later on. So
I gave the middle finger, so that's where I went.
So what do we think about this direct and all this information that came out? Where are we sitting? Are
For
we
me-
happy? Are we sad?
For
Are
me,
we...
I say
Okay.
it's a pot. I say it's a pass because I know that most of these are ports, and don't get me wrong, I like more games trying to come to the system. Though I want to see one of their newer games come to the system too. So if anything, seeing some ports, it kind of makes me happy.
All right. Kenoshi?
I thought it was okay. Wasn't mind blowing or anything, but I wasn't expecting anything mind blowing.
All right.
Yeah. I usually don't have super high expectations when it comes to these mid-year directs or
Okay.
mid.
All right. Okay, that's fair enough. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Channeling my inner Denzel Washington from Training Day. So I'll tell you how I feel about this direct. The part of me that's happy for people who are happy. If all you have is a Nintendo system, is the Switch. This is a good direct because you're gonna have plenty of content coming to your console. For the part of me that owns multiple systems, not just the direct, this direct, not just the Switch, this direct was shit. 80% of the games on here are ports of shit that I either already own or can get cheaper someplace else. The 20% that's left over are games that I'm interested in, but it's like I don't have to have right now. So
They're not instant buys.
To me, this is just this is fucking trash. This is a trash direct.
Hey.
So I mean,
Why?
the fact that they
This
put
is what I expect with him.
the fact that they put a fucking they put a fucking shovelware game in the lineup and tried to sell it like it was a premium game. Clubhouse 51-1, folks. This is something that would have been on one of those $5 CD-ROMs back in the day when you went out when you were
This
out
was
shopping.
on DS, so I wasn't surprised.
This would have been shovelware for the no. I mean, like this would have been that $5 CD-ROM game that would have been like 20-1, 31-1, 50-1. You know what I'm saying? Like one CD and you get like all these different board games,
Yeah.
but like non-licensed board games. That's what this is. This is fucking shovelware, and I bet they're gonna charge $60 for it. They put shovelware in a fucking direct. What the fuck, man? I'm sorry. No.
That isn't the first time we've done that.
Yeah. Look, okay, let me put it this way. Most of the shovelware that we've had in directs previously were like, okay, it's shovelware on everything. Like, it's not just shovelware on this thing. This is something they were like a kid who was learning to be potty trained and took a shit in the toilet in the tub instead of the toilet, and then went to their parents and said, "Look what I did," and with a big smile on their face, like they did a good thing. It's like, no, you fucked up. And I can't. I mean, and I know that's kind of a nitpick because it's only one thing that's the shovelware, but still. But yeah, to me, 80% of this is just shit that I don't really give a shit about, and the other 20% is stuff that's interesting but I don't need right away. Like Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, that's a port, don't care. The 2K games, those are all ports. I already own all these, so don't care. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, I already have the DLC, the season pass for that, and I like the game. It's not as good as the first two Marvel Ultimate Alliance games. I'm just gonna say it right now. The original studio that made those games really put their own touch on it, and it's really hard to see someone else doing that, and they didn't, so that sucked. Shinsekai Into the Depths, I might get that game because I actually do like Metroidvanias, or adventure-style exploration games. I shouldn't call it Metroidvania. Animal Crossing, I don't really care about that game. Catherine Full Body, already have that game. Ring Fit Adventure, don't give a shit about that game. King's Bounty 2, actually I am interested in that game, but I already pre-ordered it through Steam. So Smash Ultimate, don't give a shit about that game. ARMS, don't give a shit about that game. Bravely Default 2, really interested in that game. Clubhouse Games, that fucking shovelware, get the fuck out of here. Ninjala, looks interesting. A little worried it's free to play, but interesting. All these Star Wars games, I mean, they have every Star Wars game that you could think of except the one I really want, which is Rogue Squadron, so don't give a shit about the rest of it. Plus, I already have these games anyway, so. Panzer Dragoon Remake. I mean, if you're a fan of Panzer Dragoon, I guess it might be good to get it again. But you probably already have Panzer Dragoon, so why would you want to get it on the Switch? I don't know. Maybe the motion controls might add. I don't know. Trials of Mana, that's interesting. Fuser, I guess that's an indie game. Elder Scrolls Blades, another free-to-play game, but with tons of microtransactions from Bethesda, so fuck that game. Warhammer 40k Mechanicus, it's a Warhammer licensed game. Most of them suck, so not really. How should I put this? I'm not exactly all aquiver with hope that it's going to be good. Vigor, it's a beta going on, so. Burnout Paradise Remastered, that's a fun game, and if they're charging a decent price for it, I would advise you to pick it up. Saints Row 4, if I didn't have that game across multiple systems, actually I have it on PC, so with all of the content on PC, so I'm not gonna get it again. Legend of Heroes, Trials of Cold Steel 3, there's a demo out now, so boom. Mr. Driller, if you're a fan of Mr. Driller, then this is good for you. Minecraft Dungeons, I mean, if you're into Diablo clones, then Minecraft Dungeons might be for you, I guess. I don't know. And of course, Pokemon, with putting out content that should have been in the base game any goddamn way. So, yeah.
Middle finger it all.
Yeah, like I said, 80% of these games are games that I don't care about, and the other 20% I am interested in. I'm interested in Burnout Paradise Remastered on console. I'm interested in. I'm a little interested in Legend of Heroes: Trials of Cold Steel, but I'll probably get that on PC before I get it on console. I'm interested in Bravely Default 2. I'm interested in King's Bounty 3, but like I said, I'm gonna get that on PC before I get it on. I already bought it on PC. I pre-ordered it on PC through Steam, so like I'm not gonna get it on. I'm not gonna double dip on that. Shinsekai, I might get that. So yeah, like I said, like 20% of this I'm interested in. 80% of it I don't give a shit about. There you go. I know some people will get angry with me, will disagree.
Well, I'm not surprised about this.
People can disagree. People are allowed to have their opinions, but my opinion is that this was. Look, here's what I think. I think Nintendo felt like shit. We got to get some news out so that people know we're working on shit. So then they were like, hey, let's put some stuff together. I think the indie showcase they did was way more interesting than this, to me. So, I mean, the mini direct to me just wasn't very interesting. But the indie direct they did the week before was much more interesting, before was much more interesting to me. But as far as this direct, I don't like giving grades, but I would say that only being interested in 20% of the content of a roughly 30-minute video is not very good. But that's just me, like I said, it's of two minds. If you only have a Nintendo Switch, that's your only console, this is a great direct. If the Switch is not your only console, if you own a PS4 or an Xbox One or a PC and the Switch, this direct was just a whole bunch of not really interesting. Next we have a topic from Dragon Swords 15. This is a good one. This is a good one, if you will. So basically, this is Matt Booty, the new head of Xbox Gaming. I still like that name, Matt Booty.
You are not gonna chuckle with that line, are you?
Next time we have a topic from Matt Booty, I'm gonna have to get the Casey and the Sunshine Band theme song, "Shake Your Booty." Shake, 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 da, 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 shake, 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 da, 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 shake your booty, do, 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 shake your booty. It was a good dancing song.
Yeah, you're gonna mean that.
But anyway, Matt Booty. This is from the horse's mouth himself. Microsoft's 16 newly bought studios are not for making AAA games. Only AA and indie for Game Pass.
Well, shit.
Why am I not surprised?
So, if you're dumb enough to go and buy an Xbox One X when it comes out thinking, there's going to be all this exclusive content, and these games are going to be awesome, you're a dumbass. I'm sorry. You are a dumbass. You need remember in those old Warner Brothers cartoons where someone would get bamboozled and hoodwinked, and they couldn't call them a dumbass, but their head would turn into a jackass, and they go hee-haw, and that would be the subliminal message that this person is a dumbass or a jackass. You are a dumbass if you buy an Xbox One year one. I
would say you are basically
you're a fucking stooge, all right? You're getting played, and not in a good way, okay? You're getting screwed over, and not in a good way, all right? Not if you're a man and your girlfriend grabs you by your shirt collar and says, "I need you," and just throws you into the bedroom and just goes to town on you. No, you're getting screwed in the other way, my friend, and it's not fun. So yeah, Matt Booty has confirmed what we already knew, which is Microsoft. This next console gen is Microsoft transitioning out of the traditional console market. Which, I mean, to be fair, Microsoft should have never been in the console market because they didn't have the balls to pull it off. Basically, Microsoft was an amateur chef going to a professional restaurant and saying, "Hey, and not even an amateur chef, just somebody, just a college student who knows how to cook shit with ramen. Cook. No. They're a college student who just cooks shit with ramen, going to a professional restaurant where they use the freshest primo ingredients and saying, well, what are your qualifications? I can cook shit with ramen. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. But yeah, Microsoft fucked up, and I mean, hey, look, listen, like all those games that are coming to Game Pass will also hit PC, so I'm quite happy about that. But so you know, I'm glad that Double Fine is has a steady revenue stream in order to keep them operating. A steady operating budget so they can continue to make games. I'm happy about that. But if you were expecting these games to be Xbox exclusives, every single console gen Microsoft has come into, they have not quote unquote won a single console gen. They spent money out of their ass like someone bleeding, hemorrhaging blood out of their ass. During the sixth console gen, they didn't win shit. They spent money like water.
I was about to say the only time they ever a positive gain would be during the Xbox One, and well, we know where that went.
Even with there hasn't been a single console gen where they've actually quote unquote
I said
won
they did have
gen.
they have a bit of a positive, the Xbox One, but
what positive? No, like here's the thing, okay? We can't
Halo
even,
2.
with the original
That's
Xbox.
the iffy part there.
With the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
I mean, people forget that Red Ring of Death shit.
Yeah. That was their only brief moment of seeing black.
Even then, overall, that was not a profitable generation for them. So yeah, I mean, they still they undersold behind the Wii. They didn't make as much money as Nintendo did. The only thing they can say is we didn't lose as much money as Sony did. That's the only. I mean, if not losing as much money as Sony on the PS3, I guess that's a win. I guess I'll give them that. We didn't suck as much as Sony. Yeah. That's like saying, man, I got a D, but at least I'm better than this dumbass who got an F. You know, not really a ringing endorsement.
It's only one step above the trash that you're in.
I'd rather be for the 7th gen. I'd rather be the B student that was the Wii versus the D student that was the Microsoft 360. I'm sorry. I'd rather be a B student than a D student. That's just me. So anyway, so yeah, and then you get the 8th gen with the Xbox One, where literally Microsoft not happy having kicked themselves in the nuts twice with the 6th gen original Xbox and the 7th gen 360.
This line would sum up pretty much what happened with Xbox.
This time they looked at their crotch and they said, "I'm tired of fucking around and I'm not fucking around anymore." And they pulled out a 357 Magnum and shot themselves in the crotch. In order to make sure they obliterated their baby-making abilities.
We can explain it in one line. For those who do not want to, there's the Xbox 360.
For those of you who don't want to always be online, or who can't get online, we have a product for people like that. It's called the Xbox 360. Oh, shit. Like, when he said that, I was like, oh, boy, that motherfucker's not going to be here for long. And I'll be damned, within a month, his ass was gone. So basically what I'm saying is this. The Xbox One is an abject and complete failure. And any fanboy who comes up to me and says, well, it's not that bad. Look, anytime you have a business where they don't report sales numbers for a product, that's not good. Okay? And don't say to me, well, you're a Nintendo fan. Look, Nintendo reported how many Wii U's that were sold. Wii U failed. Did not underperformed like no one's business. But you guess what? Nintendo will tell you how many they sold. Even Sony will tell you how many units they sold.
I was gonna say that
even though those numbers they pick and choose their numbers, but they'll tell you. Microsoft to this day will not tell you how many Xbox Ones were sold. It won't tell you because it's a fucking failure. All right. And you fucking Xbox fanboys better stop lying with that shit. Oh no, look, it's a failure. Just like they say the same thing about the 360. Well, it won the 7th generation. No, it didn't. Because here's the thing: if you have a product and it doesn't make money, it's a fucking failure. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Look, I own a business. If I come out with a new menu item or a new drink, and people are coming in, I'm getting foot traffic, but people aren't buying that drink, and people aren't spending money in my place, even if I have a lot of foot traffic and people are talking about it, if people aren't spending money, it's a failure. So stop with that shit. Look, listen, if you like your Microsoft console, I'm happy for you. But don't think that because you like something, it is a success. I like my Wii U. It was a failure for Nintendo. I like the Virtual Boy. Well, I like some of the games on the Virtual Boy, but it was a failure. Okay?
Virtual Boy. The Wii U was a mess.
Okay? I love my Wii U. I still think that was to me, the Wii U is the better console compared to the Switch. But you know what?
Oh, yeah.
I'm in the minority, because you know what? People are buying the shit out of the Switch. So the Wii U compared to the Switch was a failure. The Wii U compared to the Wii was a failure. I love the Wii U.
The Wii U had so much more at
potential. Yeah,
and Switch.
It has so much more potential.
Than Switch.
It has so much more potential. It's on a technical level, it is a better console. But you know what? My opinion doesn't fucking matter, because at the end of the day, it underperformed compared to its predecessor and its successor. So you know what? It was a failure. I like it, but it failed. Okay? This is not a time to be like, well, I don't like hearing the truth, so I'm going to stick my head in the sand, even though that makes no sense because ostriches don't stick their head in the sand. But, like, I can't be like, oh, keep on, well, that didn't happen. Yeah, it happened, okay? I love this. Does that mean that I don't like the Wii U, that I don't turn it on and play it every once in a while, play certain games on it? I love the Wii U. I think it's one of the best. I think it's the best of the 7th gen consoles. Well, no, 8th gen consoles we had. Really, in my opinion, I think it's the best of the 8th gen consoles. Better than the Xbox One, better than the PS4. Because the exclusives on that system were hands down better than what you had on those systems. They were games that you could not play on anything else except for that system. But that doesn't mean it failed. But back to Microsoft, I don't care if you like your Xbox One. I don't give a shit if you like the OG Xbox. I don't care if you like the Xbox 360. They are all failures of consoles. They're failures, okay? So Microsoft, every single fucking console gen, they failed. So at this point, I mean, they either got to shit or get off the pot. And I think they're getting off the pot. Keep it moving, keep it moving. So with that being said, keep it moving, keep it moving. Yeah, Stadia.
I was about to say that the recently heard news, or what's been going on with and Stadia.
Well, I heard that Stadia hasn't been doing shit. So
actually, they just finally are starting to get some exclusives.
Yeah, but does anyone care about those exclusives? Is the question.
Yeah, in a sense, I put it like this. Stadia to the developers is like this. Stadia at launch, they were sleeping. And now, finally you're awake.
I don't know. Stadia is still pretty shitty. Here's the thing. I'm
saying that they're finally awake.
I mean, here's what I'll say about Stadia. Stadia is a good idea, terribly executed. Okay? The idea of having, whether you like Stadia or not, the idea of being able to pay a flat fee and being able to play your games from anywhere through the power of the internet, through high-speed internet, is a good idea. Okay? Even if you, like, the idea of doing that, and if the technology was there, that'd be fucking awesome. You could play your console-style or PC-style games from anywhere that has high-speed internet. That is a good idea. Can we agree with that? Is that a good idea? Yeah.
I don't think so, especially if you're
Yeah, I
fighting.
think it's a good idea.
No, that is a good idea. Because I said if you're anywhere and there's high speed internet there and you can use it, okay. Those are the caveats.
As I said,
Having
especially if
high-speed
you're a fighting
internet.
game fan, that's a
No, I'm saying
no.
if the technology were perfected, okay, if the technology were usable, that is a good idea. It's a good thing.
You're
But
you're
here's
calling
the
me.
thing.
And you're
There's 3 caveats that you have to add before that's a functional thing. High-speed internet, the technology is perfected, and the rollout is done well. Google
I think
did
it's
none of that.
I think it's a good idea if you don't want to invest hundreds of dollars into a console or hundreds of dollars into a PC or building your own PC.
Yeah.
Say hello
consoles. And then you
to
don't
your
have
game.
to rebuy. You don't have to rebuy a console every.
Well,
Look,
thousands.
yeah. You don't have to rebuy a console every 6-7 years because they keep updating the servers.
Because think
updating
about
the
it.
servers.
In
Look,
order for you to build a future-proof PC, you'd have to spend thousands because you'd have to have a good CPU, a good GPU, a good future-proofed higher-end motherboard, so you can put in new shit as it gets available and the price goes down. Good memory. So you're looking at least, $1,200 on that initial build, okay, to future-proof it. I'm not saying right now for the next 2 years. I mean for like 5 years, 6 years down the line. So $1,200 on a PC. If you don't want to spend $1,200, Google Stadia is a good idea if Google had fucking rolled it out properly, but they didn't because it's Google and they were bound to fuck it up.
I was about to say, Google's been known as the graveyard of ideas.
Google means, oh, we fucked up. Okay, yeah, that's what we do. We fuck up.
Oh shit.
But you must be playing a Borderlands, my friend.
Yeah.
You must have fucked up somehow.
I almost did
Mm.
pretty badly.
Well, no matter what class you're playing, here's a way to kind of get out of it. Transfusion grenades. Transfusion grenades can heal you in a fight.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because basically they steal health from enemies from doing damage and send it back to you. How's it going, Dragon Sword? We talked about your topic. We talked about Matt Booty dropping that shit. Pun.
Wow.
Very funny.
He dropped that shit right there.
You couldn't resist that joke, could you?
Well, it's in his name.
I mean, that was low-hanging fruit.
Yes, it was, and I was glad to grab it. That's the first fruit you grab is the low-hanging fruit. I mean, hell, I knew a kid when I was in elementary school whose name was Matt Knipple. Spelled Kniple.
Please tell me you didn't go for that low-hanging fruit
Well, the
there
first
too, because
time
that would be sweet.
The first time I met him, like, he got mad. He's like, so your name's Matt Nipple? It's like, no, it's Matt Knipple. I'm like, man, shit. That's your name. Shit, I didn't give you that fucking name.
I'm trying to say that you go for the jokes that easily.
Look, man, that was his name. I didn't do it. So anyway, so Google Stadia, I think we can all agree, even with all of this, we're buying all these studios. It's like, this is shit they should have done 2 years ago. They should have been buying developers 2 years ago. They should have been having those developers making games to be exclusive to this service 2 years ago. So then now, when the system was launched, they had games launching within the first 6 months of the system of the shit coming out, because Google's trying to treat this like it's a new console, like it's a new gaming platform, and it isn't. This is not Steam. This is not. Well, Steam's the only one that comes to mind. What were you gonna say, Dragon?
Epic Game Store, even though it's not.
Yeah,
reputable.
Epic Game Store is not really a gaming platform. It's a gaming storefront.
Service.
Steam was a service first, and then it became a storefront after that.
That's the funny thing. This is recent, by the way, so I'm not sure how recent, but still. Epic is trying to get developers to be on their side by system themselves.
Who, Epic? Yeah, well, because Epic is taking the money that they've gotten from their investors, and they're basically getting mid-tier and lower-tier indie developers to basically, because, I mean, at a certain point, like, here's the thing. I don't think Epic was as successful with their going up against Steam as they thought. And I think that they're like, okay, well, we got to do something else in order to bring in money. And they're thinking, well, if we go into publishing, that's where the money's at. I think. I don't know. And, I mean, is it going to work? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, here's the thing. I want Valve to win. All right? Not because Valve is any better than any other. It's just Valve has the infrastructure and the market penetration and, frankly speaking, the money to do a lot of shit. And even when they fuck up, it's like, you know, they have the money to fuck up. It's like Nintendo. When Nintendo fucks up, they have the money to fuck up, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know. So yeah, they're saying that they're gonna try and bring back Artifact. I mean, here's the thing. If they can get Artifact to work, good. I mean, I don't really give a shit about most card battle games on PC. Because I got had by Phil of Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day.
Yeah. I would have gotten into Yu-Gi-Oh! Except if it wasn't, at least to me at the time, it seemed a bit convoluted. And I felt like
I left it
like people.
before the, yeah.
I felt like there was a kid who was really into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I kind of felt like a lot of the kids are kind of making up rules as they go. I mean, they had rule books and stuff, but
that's why you had to play simplified. You had to play simplified.
I'm the one that is into Yu-Gi-Oh! And was into it until the point that they put pendulums in the game. Right. Oh God!
What were you gonna say, Dragon?
I mean, now with the way they're going about things, as far as doing sort of a reboot, with the Rush duel. I guess it's
man, they need to rebuild that game from the ground up. It does not need to be, oh, we added a speed duel function. Come on, man. Shit. Don't. That game needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. It doesn't need to. Yeah. Valve has the money to do it. That's the thing.
It makes me wonder how much money Konami has to rebuild that. I'm going to say that right now.
I guess. So next we have GameStop is closing more shops. 300 closed permanently, which means GameStop is not long for this world, folks. As a matter of fact, you could say GameStop is going to have to put the brakes on their business plan.
That was low-hanging fruit.
Yes, it was. It was lame and stupid, but I'm going with it.
I was going to say, at least say it's finally game over for them. I thought you would go there.
No, that sounds like some shit that... that sounds like some shit that... that sounds like a dad joke.
To be honest with you, that's why
I don't like using dad jokes. Although, to be fair, I did just use a dad joke. No, that's my fault. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, GameStop is fucked. There you go. GameStop is fucked. They're supposed to have an investors meeting, next month, like the first week or the second week in April. April? Yeah, in April. And I think that we can all agree that GameStop is royally fucked. I is going to be royally fucked because here's the thing.
Save this ship.
People aren't going out people are going out, but they aren't going to game stores. Anyone who wants to play a video game is just downloading it digitally if they want to just have the game. Like people, or if they want it physical, they're ordering it through Amazon or whatever. They're not going to GameStop. So, I mean, I don't know what to say, GameStop, but you're fucked. You are well and truly screwed, my friend. And I don't feel sorry for him.
After all the times that they screwed with some of their business practices of quality returns and low payouts, I'll be glad to see him go.
I mean, like I said, I don't feel sorry for I don't feel sorry for GameStop because that's what they get for years of just being dicks and screwing people, tricking people into trading in their shit for low prices and then upselling that shit for ridiculous amounts of money. So I don't feel sorry for him. I'm sorry. I know people, like, for those people who like really like GameStop and all that shit, you know, I don't know what to say to you. I mean, you know, I always hear people, well, you know, there's I like this, I like that. I don't. Sorry. Okay, so the XCOM 2 collection, which has all of the DLC and everything, will have a 24 gigabyte extra download of data that you will have to download. So for those of you who didn't splurge for that extra large mini SD card,
oh boy, I'm not enjoying hearing that because let's just say there's a problem with certain games and
well, the game is huge on PC as well. Like on PC, it's like a 50 for the ultimate for the collection is like 50. No, it's like 60 gigs. So it's probably I think don't they have the 30? I think they're using the 30. They're probably using the 32 gig. They're probably using the 32 gig memory card for this. On the Switch, and then they're probably having to download the rest of it because it's a lot of content. I mean, here's the if you get XCOM 2, that game has a ton of content. I'm not gonna lie, I mean, look, if you have this game, you will have shit to do. It's a lot of content. Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. I'll probably get that game because I'm a Harvest Moon fanboy. So there you go. Let's see what else we got going on here.
Can I at least make a comment about one game specifically, since this is really on my area?
Okay, go ahead.
And it has to do with Artifact.
Okay.
So you guys at Valve are finally trying that RNG over a piece of beep that is digital cardboard. So if anything, you're going to need a lot more work to be sure that you better than trying to cash in on something that's probably I'm going to say that right now. Or worst version of Hearthstone. Gets enough. That's right. Good. Let's see what you do. Up again. Oh boy, I can hear this. I can hear the smash your beeps in.
All right. Okay. Here's some information. So that I don't think was in the direct, but it just came out from Way Forward. Shantae and the Seven Sirens is coming out in May.
Wait, when is it coming out?
In May.
Oh,
May
that's
28th.
great.
So if you're into,
I was about to make the joke. Mayday, Mayday. We got
well, it's May 28th.
coming.
Not, it's May 28th, not May 5th. Yeah, it's Shantae in the Seven Sirens. So if you're into hot monster girls and genie chicks who can belly dance and the original twerk queen, Shantae, which sounds like a black girl's name, really. Oh shit, it's Shantae. You need to say that with a snap. Oh shit, Shantae, and she whips her hair this way and that way. Actually,
Yeah.
I have this game on Game Boy Color. It's the cartridge is
Included, ladies and gentlemen.
the cartridge is apparently worth like $150. It's a rare cartridge, but I got the game, so I'm quite happy about that.
Rare cartridge.
Yeah, it's a rare cartridge.
Dang.
It's not in great great condition. If it was probably mint, probably be like 200, 300, but I got the original. But anyway, yeah, WayForward. I bet you guys didn't know this, but WayForward also made another game using the same art style called Sigma Star Saga, which was an RPG crossed with a side-scrolling shooter, and it was actually a pretty good game. And I liked it a lot. It was actually a pretty good title. So with that being said, yeah, it comes out May 28th.
Well, yeah. One topic I wanted to bring up before we left was that apparently apparently the PS5 is going to be 4% less powerful than the Xbox Series X, and I guess
Ooh.
people have been damage controlling it, and third party has been damage controlling for Sony, being like, yes, the PS5 is going to be less powerful than the Xbox One or the Xbox Series X, significantly less powerful, but you know what? Good games can still be made on it.
I heard it's an efficient
Oh,
system
man.
and a fast system. That's what I've pretty much been hearing.
Well, the thing that they're saying is that because it has the solid state drive, that's not even 1 terabyte, which is
because of DMA controller or something like that.
which is a joke.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, okay?
Well-
like here's the thing. A solid state drive is not a magic bandage that fixes everything, okay? Because here's the thing. I have solid state drives on my PC, and here's the thing, okay? If that shit fills up, it slows down just like anything else.
Yeah.
Like, it just means that when data is being moved around, like you have to move something or copy something or something's being uploaded or downloaded, it's faster to do that. But here's the thing, if games are still going to be 100 gigs, if games are still going to be, 80 gigs, 100 gigs, you're still going to have a problem with games just using too much, having less than a tetrabyte of space is not going to be enough,
Mm-hmm.
It's just not going to be enough. I mean, I wish people would stop with that, and it didn't help having that creepy ass looking Mark Cerny give the presentation.
Cringe.
Mark Cerny's just really creepy looking to me. He looks like he kills people. He looks like if someone told you Mark Cerny had bodies buried in his backyard, you'd be like, yeah, he looks like the type. Now, I'm not saying he actually is someone who does that, but he looks like it. But yeah, what do you think about the hardware thing?
Well, the thing about the Xbox Series X is that it actually has two different. It actually has a dedicated GPU and a dedicated CPU, meaning that the GPU and CPU are on two different boards.
All right.
So it's not like a system on a chip sort of thing.
So basically, what we originally said, it's basically a small little.
It's basically a
PC.
PC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a PC. It's a small gaming PC. It's a small form factor gaming PC with none of the benefits of having a gaming PC. I.e., you can't make it better or anything. So, yeah. I know some people might get angry about that, but what you gonna do?
Yeah.
So, what do you think, Dragon?
Pretty much been listening. As far as pretty much, man, I have to actually look at the diagram, but I think it's on a GPU. I think there's like a scrubber. So if any of the, like, I think CUDA cores, like I guess any one or list of them are like pretty much remaining idle. I think the cache scrubbers pretty much. Man, it's a lot. There's the Kraken engine. I think it's a lot. Basically, it seems like it's an efficient system. It seems like. Now, that's all in theory. We still have to wait until they actually show it in action with the new games.
Well, I said this when they did the reveal, that at the end of the day, it's going to come down to games. I mean, basically, every single console gen, we hear about how powerful these new consoles are from Microsoft and Sony, and we wind up getting games that look like they could have been put on last gen. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not impressed. I know some people will get angry at me when I say that, but I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by the new hardware. I'm not impressed by the new software. I'm not impressed because we don't know what these games are going to be like. We don't know what they're going to be doing. We don't know if they're going to be doing anything interesting or new or anything like that. And all they did was basically talk about the specs. It's like every gen we get better specs. So what? What games are coming out that are going to take advantage of these specs? Are we going to... here's the thing, okay? Like, the Xbox One and Microsoft and Sony with the Xbox One and the PS4 were talking about how powerful their systems were. And yet, why is it that one of the biggest and most expansive gaming worlds that I played was on the Wii U? With Xenoblade Chronicles X.
There were costs to that with like pop-ins and pretty much all of that, but
I understand that. I'm just simply saying, like, why is it that, like, they're talking about yes, graphical fidelity and all that stuff, but they have all of these specs, and yet they aren't doing things to move the medium forward. We're not getting a massive open world where almost everything is interactable. Like, you can cut down a tree. The tree, like shit that Peter Molyneux was promising years ago with the first Fable. You plant an acorn, it grows into a tree. You can chop down that tree and grow another acorn. Like, you plant another tree there. Like, why? I mean, they're still having like, people sitting here talking about the specs of these consoles is the equivalent to I mean, I call it. I think in a chat section of an article where they were talking about the specs, I said basically speculating about the specifications of these consoles is the equivalent of masturbation. Feels good. You get nothing out of it aside from the fact that it feels good. Okay, that's basically people's big thing, is that they're like, oh man, look at these specs. Okay, what about the games? Because if all we're going to get with these consoles is just slightly prettier versions of shit that could have been on the PS4, the Xbox One, who fucking cares? I mean, if Microsoft is pushing out the Xbox One, the sex box as I like to call it, the Series X, they're putting out the sex box so that they can push gaming, cloud gaming, and Game Pass. Which Game Pass right now is a whole bunch of last gen shit, and the new shit are basically indie games that can run on anything. If that's what you put all this power for this shit, really? Okay. I mean, that's basically how the Switch is right now, where you're just getting a lot of games that could have been on the Wii U. So
I don't know. I just.
I mean, that could happen though. Like that's a problem. Like it ends up being a fairly likely possibility that it could happen if certain things are in motion.
Well, I mean, that's what we've seen every single gen. We saw it from the jump from the sixth gen, during the sixth gen. We saw a lot of, from the fifth gen to the sixth gen, we saw new games that we couldn't realize during the fifth gen. But from the sixth gen to the seventh gen, from the seventh gen to the eighth gen, and now into the ninth gen, almost everybody, not everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, almost every console manufacturer, the games that have hit their system is shit that is just slightly prettier versions of shit that we had last gen. And I'm sorry, but I mean, like, and I know this is kind of the old man gamer thing coming out in me, but back in my day, back in my day, when you came out with new games, goddammit, new systems, you played games on those systems you could never play on the last gen shit. You couldn't have Super Mario World on the NES. You couldn't have Mario 64 on the SNES. God damn it. But not now. And that bothers me. I know some people, they don't care, but that bothers me. That bothers me that they just refuse to push the medium forward. So,
Still think Nintendo's going to, despite the recent sort of dangerous precedents that have been set.
I hope with their next console they'll do something. I'm hoping. Okay, look, the Switch is entering its midlife cycle now. I hope they start putting some shit on the Switch now that doesn't feel like 3DS ports and shit that could have been on the Wii U. But I'm a very skeptical person, so even though I hope for the best, I'm preparing for the worst.
I mean, do they desperately need to bring out a new dedicated handheld like next year?
If not next year, the year after next. Like maybe towards the end of the Switch's life cycle, like in its 5th year, maybe bring out some like a dedicated handheld.
Yes, do they desperately need it at this time?
I mean, I won't say they desperately need a handheld right now because the Switch has kind of filled that niche, but I do think that just for me as the type of gamer that I am, like the type of gamer that I am, I kind of, how can I put this? I like dedicated handhelds. Like, like I don't like the fact that a lot of the Switches that a lot of the games on the Switch are basically 3DS ports. I don't like that. But, to each his own. So,
I mean, I guess which is more likely? Would they, I guess, consolidate their business into just one hybrid sort of business, or they're
They already
still
did
gonna?
that. They did that. They did that
Oh,
towards
man.
the end of the Wii U's life cycle. They consolidated their handheld division into their into the mainline console division. So that's why you have the Switch, where all that's why all. Why do you think there's so many basically 3DS games that are basically on the Switch? They just took those projects and just up-res them to the Switch. So, you know, I mean, I'm not happy about it because I like if I have a home console, I like my home console games to I want like if I'm playing a home console game, I want something where I'm like, man, I couldn't have played this on a handheld. And then I like when games that are on a handheld really push the boundaries of the handheld. There's not a single game on the Switch where I'm feeling like, man, this couldn't have been done on anything but the Switch. So in Japan, they're bringing out another Power Pro Kun, which is one of my favorite games, which is a
Bringing
baseball
out another
game.
what?
Power Pro Kun. It's a game that's basically it's a baseball game, except it uses super deformed players, and it's like a little RPG where you can like go and train, and your stats go up as you train. So then you can go play baseball and shit. I like it. Unfortunately, it's Japan only, so shit out of luck on that one. Because I can't read Japanese.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna go and take 3 years of Japanese reading lessons just so that I can learn, just so I can play one video game.
Yeah, that wouldn't be. That wouldn't.
I was about to say, importers.
No, not
You're
even
trying to import a game?
It's got to be localized. And the last Power Pro Kun game that was localized on a Nintendo system was the, I want to say the 3DS, but on a home console was maybe I want to say the Wii version. Yeah, the Wii version. So yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I keep on seeing like Nintendo fans are like, yeah, man, 51 games in one. Who's looking for 4 in a row? Mancala, slot cars, sliding puzzle, and Texas Hold'em, y'all. Man, shit. Fuck out of here with that shovelware bullshit.
I was about to say, if anything, all good systems get shovelware eventually.
Yeah, that's
So
how
if
you know
anything-
it's successful. Yeah. Man, this Missile Driller game is just a port of what came to the PS. I want to say the PS2 and PC. But it has local multiplayer, so I guess that's cool. Not impressed.
Not impressed.
Not impressed. Yeah.
I mean, he's not impressed, folks.
Not impressed. Yeah. Burnout Paradise
What
looks cool.
What will impress this man?
Well, Shantae impressed me, but they didn't have it on the. They didn't have it in the. They didn't have it in the direct. Shantae impresses me, but I've been playing that series since it came out. But then again, I like Shantae, so. Sounds like I'm talking about a black chick. I'm sorry, because Shantae sounds like something someone would name their child. But yeah, I'm a Shantae fan. Here's the new trailer for Shantae and the Seven Sirens.
I'm a Shantae and the Pirate's Curse fan.
I like the whole series. I don't like Half Genie Hero because it felt kind of half-assed, but I mean there are parts of that game that are good. The trailer looks pretty good. Has Shantae going on vacation? Plus, I like
Yeah.
plus I like a game that has
And we
people
all
of
know
color in it because Shantae's a human, half genie, but I guess the human side of her is Middle Eastern, so she's like
She's a mix.
tanned. Even though her mother is apparently blue, so I don't know how that works. I don't know how you get tan out of a Middle Eastern person and a blue person, but whatever. And she's got new transformations. And she can move faster than ever before. She's got this wall dash thing she can do. Looks pretty good. I mean, although I'm pretty sure whoever does the art for the Shantae characters has a secret yang for Monster Girls. Actually, I don't think it's secret. I think it's pretty obvious that they like Monster Girls because, I mean, all the Shantae Monster Girls are hot. Even the zombie Monster Girl is hot, which is just wrong.
Yeah.
I was about to say, you honestly think Riley Tops is that?
Well, she is hot. I mean, she's curvy. She's got the classic hourglass figure, but she's a zombie, so it's like not worth it.
Yeah, and if I remember right, Shantae in the Pirate's Curse, you met her half in the
her spirit. Yeah, you met her spirit.
Yeah, well, first you go back in time.
Got to know how she died.
Well, first you go back in time and you find out that, like, she used to be, like, her whole family used to be normal, but then some shit happened and they became zombies. Then you go back and you go into hell and meet her spirit. It's weird. That game's just weird. But anyway, yeah, Shantae, I like the series. I like all the characters. Even the male characters are kind of cool. Like that guy with the mecha hands, pretty cool. Risky's kind of annoying though, cause like in Half Genie in Pirate's Curse, she turns into kind of a hero, but then they kind of make her into kind of a hero in Pirate's Curse, but then in all the other games she's just evil. Like in Half Genie Hero, she's evil. Like she's just fucking evil in every other game. But
I was gonna say that it's mostly because that they both have some stuff, and
but
right
she
when
is hot though.
Yeah,
she is like all the female characters in there. Even the female monsters are hot. The mermaid queen was hot. The scorpion chicks are hot. The Medusa chick, like all the female characters are hot. It's weird. Well, it's not weird. They're designed to be hot because they're monster girls. Monster girls are supposed to be hot. Apparently now Shantae gets to go on vacation, but it looks cool. I like it. Shantae hasn't really changed. I mean, yeah, she's gotten more pixels, but she's still the badass she's always been. And this game looks like it's going to be awesome. It comes out May 28th. So,
yeah,
2 months from now. It comes out on everything. It's coming out on PC. It's coming out on Steam, Xbox Arcade, Apple Arcade, other shit. I'm quite happy with it. But then again, I'm a Shantae fan, so.
Yeah, I'm probably that's probably one of those. Get for the Switch.
I would get it for the Switch, but I like playing Shantae games with trainers after I beat them, so I'm gonna get it on PC. Hey man, infinite gems, my friend. You can buy everything.
Wow, I'm not surprised.
Well, no, the first time I play a Shantae game, I play it, I play it straight. The first time I play it, I beat it. Second time I play it, I 100% it. But after that, it's like
free for all.
It's time to cheat. Yeah, it's time to cheat. Like I beat Borderlands at my friend's house Borderlands 3 when it was on the Epic Store exclusive, but he had it on PS4. I beat it. And so now I'm playing it with the trainer, and I'm telling him, man, it is so cheap to just have all these legendary weapons. It's like I'm getting tired of legendaries. I'm like, I got like 3 of these. I don't really need all 3. I'll just get the one that does the most damage. This one's got a scope on it. Yeah, it breaks the billion weapon, the 3 billion weapon thing where like 3 billion weapons. But yeah, I do like Shantae. The game looks awesome. You've got new forms and everything. new enemies, new bosses. Man, they gotta stop making these monster girls hot.
Careful, I think you're drooling.
No, they got an Alrane. They've got fucking Snake Lamias. Like if you know Monster Girls, they got it's on Apple Arcade right now, but it's coming to PC May 28th. It's hitting the PS4, Xbox One, Switch, GOG, Steam. I'll be getting it on Steam.
It's getting everywhere.
It's everywhere. Everywhere. So you can get your Shantae fix. Sound like when you say that you got to snap. Shantae. Shantae.
Not surprised.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's also on Apple Arcade, but I'm not going to Apple Arcade just for one game. Besides, I don't like Apple products.
Yeah, I don't know why the heck they put that on.
Because Apple probably gave them a handful of money, and some people like handfuls of money.
Who doesn't?
Well, it depends on who gives you a handful of money. If it's a drug dealer, I can't.
Yeah, that'd be a.
If it's Apple, I couldn't accept it because Apple is a bullshit ass company, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. With that being said, anything you guys want to pimp out before we wrap things up?
Speaking of a handful of money, one of the things if I found a briefcase full of cash sitting there, sitting in the middle of nowhere, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I would touch it. Next thing you know, you got people at your doorstep wondering where their money is. A bunch of drug dealers wondering where their money's at.
If I found a suitcase full of money, well, it depends on my personal state. If I was in a state where I was like really, really broke and I didn't have any money myself, man, I'd have to, all's fair in love and war. But where I am right now, I'd probably report it stolen and missing and give it to the police. But
yeah.
If I was a broke college student,
what
that
you're
shit would
getting
have been
into, right?
gone. When I was in college, that shit would have been gone. I would have taken that shit. I would have opened up multiple bank accounts in different places, and then consolidated it all into one big bank account and invested that money. That would have been into that shit.
It's like, I don't know. You'd be like, I don't need to go to school anymore.
No, I still would have gotten the degree. I still would have gotten the degree. Degrees. But, I would have taken that money and just, I would have invested it and maybe, made some money with that money. And then if someone came up to me and started some shit, I'm like, hey, man, I got your money. Here's your $50,000 that was in the briefcase. I made $150 with my investments, but I'm not going to tell him that, dumbass. But they probably kill me because people kill you for cash money like that.
I was about to say, some people will do anything when you mess with their move.
So, anyway, I got something to pimp out. If for those of you who have Netflix, there's this movie called Uncorked. It's about a black family where this guy is going to college and he's trying to pay for it. He wants to become a sommelier, which is someone who tastes wine for a living. But his father owns a barbecue place, like it's Legacy Barbecue Place. And so basically, like his son has to help him out in the restaurant, as it were. You have this culture clash between his down-to-earth father and him wanting to be something different, and it's about family and all that type of stuff. It stars one of my favorite male actors, so it could possibly be good. Courtney B. Vance. For those of you who don't know who Courtney B. Vance is, suffice it to say, he's married to Angela Bassett. So he's an actor and he's married to Angela Bassett. So that's qualifications enough.
That's quite a resume, really.
Yeah, really. I mean, he's also been in a lot of other shit, but he's married to Angela Bassett, so that's his star in his resume. I'm married to Angela Bassett, so there you go. Enough said, sir. You, sir, are welcome into the club. So with that being said, that's what I'm pimping out. That and Shantae coming out. It's in Apple Arcade, but if you don't give a shit about Apple Arcade, like me. If you don't give a shit about Apple Arcade, you can wait 2 months until it hits. Until it hits May 28th, which is a Thursday. So 2 months from now, Thursday. So there you go. That's the end of this podcast. Remember, rate, comment, share, subscribe. Anything you got? Did you guys pimp out anything? Any games you're playing?
I think though, if anything, I will sign off like this.
All right.
Don't forget, people, wash your hands.
Yeah, wash your hands. Hey, Kenoshi, what planet are you on?
Borderlands. I'm on planet. I'm on planet. Let's see. What planet is this? I'm on.
Are you on Eden 6, the swamp planet?
No, I'm on Promethea.
Athena's.
And I'm on Promethea, and I'm on Skywell 27.
Ah, Promethea. So you went back to Promethea?
Yeah.
Okay, you're on the. Okay, all right. Meeting with Reese with that sweet mustache.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, man? I'm gonna. I'll give you this. I'll give you credit for that sweet mustache. Because ladies love the mustache. That being said, that's the end of the podcast. Rate, comment, share, subscribe. Anything you guys want to... well, we will not be having another podcast until Wednesday. Oh, and we can go back to our normally scheduled Saturday cast next week because my schedule opened up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
it was great. It was great. I was like, oh, man, I really don't want to...
Like...
What?
Blast.
Well, what wound up happening was that basically they wanted me to tutor in shit that I wasn't really proficient in. And I could have done it, but it wasn't really what I was really trained to tutor.
You kind of declined, right?
No. I'm trained to tutor in math, reading, English literature, geography, geometry, social sciences, social studies, aka social studies, political science. Like I can tutor in all that shit. Problem is that they wanted me to tutor a kid in science, and even though I enjoy the sciences and I took AP chemistry and bio, I'm not really like that was in high school and I didn't really touch it in college.
You're that adept, right?
No, I just haven't. I'm rusty and I haven't really been into it for a while. And the amount of source material I would have to go through in order to get up to speed to where I could actually train someone else in it would be
heavy.
Well, it's more work than I want to do while I'm basically just trying to kill time. So I was like, nah. So instead, I'm tutoring Tuesdays and Thursdays, math, English, and American government. So, yeah. Which I'm totally qualified for. So it doesn't eat into my time with you guys. So with that being said, it's in the podcast. Rate, comment, share, subscribe. I don't have any FUs to give except for the spec whores who give a shit about specs but don't actually ask how those specs are going to be used to make their games better. So, yeah. To hell with the spec whores. So with that being said, that's in the podcast. Rate, comment, share, subscribe. If you want to reach the channel, you can reach us at, or me. Actually, I guess the BS Buster Gmail, there is an overall Gmail for BS Buster, Mr. Red Fox BS Buster at gmail.com, or at Twitter at Matthew Wesley at Mr. Red Fox 91. All those are in lowercase. So if you want to reach the channel, you can reach it via there. There's also a Discord. And so with that being said, this is the BS Busters. Rate, comment, share, subscribe. Peace, good night, and don't take no bullshit from nobody.